Channel, you guys. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my foundation and concealer routine. I have noticed that in my tutorials, I'm already like concealed and foundation out. And I figured I would teach you, what products do I use, how do I prep my skin, and what are my techniques and any advice that I can give you guys on, getting some flawless skin. So when we go out, girl, we're looking good, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy today's video. Everything will be linked down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps my channel, and let's jump in. So let's go ahead and get started and get ready for our day. The first thing, you guys, that I do is apply some chapstick on our lips. I always reach for the Nivea Smoothness Broad Spectrum in SPF 15. I don't know, I just feel like it's really hydrating for me than the other chapsticks, like drugstore chapsticks that I've came across, and I really love it. I will have everything linked down below in case you guys are interested as an FYI, but this is the chapstick that I put on before, I get ready for the day. So the next item that I apply on is SPF. If you guys aren't applying SPF, girl, why aren't you applying SPF, okay? This is something my mom has always been on me about. She's like, the key to good skin is having a good SPF. It is so important, especially with all the UV rays. Every year, it gets hotter, and we have to take care of ourselves. So I personally like to use the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch and SPF 100. It doesn't have to be 100, to be really honest. You will still have to reapply every few hours and put an SPF on your skin. But what I love about this is that it's really lightweight, and since I have combination oily skin, girl, it works perfect for me without making me feel really oily and heavy on my skin. So I absolutely love this, to use this as, one of my skincare products. And actually, you guys, before I put on my SPF, I actually forgot I have to put on all of my skincare. How did I forget that? I have no idea. But I start off with applying my eye cream. This is my AM eye cream, and this is from First Aid Beauty. This is their Eye Duty Triple Remedy AM gel cream, and I really like it. I came across this on Marshall's. It was on sale for like $15–12, and I figured, why not, let's try it out, let's see what it's all about. And I really like it. I feel like it is pretty hydrating, and I just like that it's really lightweight, and I feel like it's just so easy and glides on really nicely on my skin. So you guys, use your ring finger and just dab it on under the eye area, and I like to apply it over the lid as well. So once we've applied our eye cream, I'm going to go in with the Body Shop Vitamin C. This is their Skin Boost Instant Smoother. If you guys haven't tried any products from the Body Shop, I would say totally try them out. I feel like they're just so good. Everything that I've tried from there, I've loved. And what I love about this product specifically is that it's obviously a vitamin C. So vitamin C is really good to apply to really have your skin look brighter and healthier and more radiant, to bring you radiance. If you feel like your skin is a little dull, try something with vitamin C. It will help out so much. We are going back, and we're going to try the Neutrogena SPF. I'm going to go ahead and apply this on my stippling brush. And I just feel like applying it with my stippling brush is so much easier. I'm one of those people, I don't like having my hands dirty when I'm doing my makeup. I'm always washing my hands. It just annoys me. So just applying SPF all around. I feel like it just makes it so much easier. And I feel like I'm able to apply an even amount. Now, you guys, we're going to move on to our foundation. I have already pulled back my hair, so I'm ready. So I personally love to use Milani. I think this is Milani, but I have it linked down below for the brand of this beauty blender. I personally like it. I'm one of those people that I like to have a good size beauty blender, just because I feel like it makes it really easy. And this beauty blender, you guys, has lasted me such a long time. I personally really like it. It's super easy to clean, and I just feel like it helps me apply and blend everything really quickly. So, it's all about efficiency and managing our time as much as possible here. So the foundation that I personally love to use and have been gravitating towards lately has been the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made, and this is the shade M10. I personally really love this, and I feel like this is the perfect dupe for MAC's Studio Fix, I think, foundation. I personally really like it. I feel like this is the perfect shade for me, and I like it that it's not too matte, but it still has a really natural finish, and I just feel like it really lasts all day long for me, so I personally really like it. And it does not oxidize, at least for me. I don't feel like it oxidizes, so when I apply it on, I don't feel like it turns different shades or, you know, becomes a different person. What I do is I apply my foundation, I put 2 pumps on my foundation, on my beauty blender, and then I apply it on the top of my cheekbones. As you guys can tell, and I've mentioned to you guys before, I have hyperpigmentation on the top of my cheekbones, so that is a main area where I focus my foundation to cover those imperfections. Obviously, each their own, we all have those little things that we want to cover, if it's maybe acne or a little pigmentation from, you know, acne that we had before. But for me, it is mainly the top of my cheekbones where I have the hyperpigmentation. And then I just go around, and any excess that I have on my beauty blender, I just tap it all around my face, and I let the foundation where I put at first on the top of my cheekbones, I let it sit for a minute because I want it to dry out slightly to really cover, you know what I mean? So I want it to be as full coverage in these areas as much as possible. So anything that I have excess on my beauty blender, I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly move it all around down the neckline area as well, because that is really important. And the same thing on the side of our face. I personally like to add a little bit of foundation on my eyelids as well, on my beauty blender, and then at the ends, on the tops of my cheekbones, and then side of my temples. On the side of my temples, I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation that is starting to, you know, start to pop out, so I want those areas to be really covered. So at the tip of my beauty blender, I'm going to go ahead and just blend those little edges out of where I apply the extra foundation, and just blend it lightly all around. So as you can tell, I have finished applying my, you know, 3 pumps of foundation on my face. I'm going to move on to concealer, and this is what the next 2 concealers I've been gravitating towards lately. One of my all-time favorite concealers, you guys, it is the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer, and this is in the shade Medium Sand. I personally really love this concealer. I feel like it is still really hydrating but slightly mattifying, and it is really full coverage. I personally like this more than Tarte's Shape Tape for some reason, and I love the applicator. It is the perfect chunky size that I feel like it makes it really easy for me to apply concealer. So for me, I like to apply concealer like that under the eye area to really brighten. A little bit on the chin, upper lip, and down the bridge of my nose and forehead. And then I like to let it sit for a little second just because I really want it to be as full coverage and to really focus on those areas where I applied concealer. And I'm going to be using my beauty blender. It is slightly damp, by the way. I've made sure to put some setting mist to really, you know, make it nice and dewy so I can blend everything out really nicely. And then I'm just going to go in and blend everything out with my beauty blender. And you just want to dab. You don't really want to blend, you don't want to rub it. You want to dab it into your skin. And then I will move on to my upper lip. When it comes to my upper lip, I don't just focus it on the Cupid's bow, like in the center. I like to move it around to really brighten around the mouth area. Just like that. And then down the bridge of my nose to really narrow it down a little bit more and brighten. So the center of my face can be the main focus. And then as for the forehead, I like to do like a little dome shape. And then under the eye areas, the last part I blend. So I mainly focus on my chin, upper lip, down the nose, and then the forehead. And then we're going to move on to under the eyes. I like to go ahead and start right over here in the corner of my nose, and then slightly pull it up all the way up to the side of my face, just to blend everything out, the edges. And then any excess, obviously we need to blend the other side out. We're going to go in under the eye area and pull that up. Here is another trick, you guys. If for any of you out there that you have noticed that your concealer is starting to crease, you know, we're getting to a certain age that we can't help what gravity's doing, you know what I mean? So my biggest tip would be mainly focus the concealer on, you know, certain areas like under the eye area, but when it comes to the really under the eye area, try not to apply too much concealer there, just enough product, because I noticed that if you apply too much concealer and you blend it up, then it's going to go ahead and like settle in those fine lines, and you don't want that. So just try your best not to, you know, apply too much when it comes to that area, and then lift the eye. And I feel like that really helps you lift your face. It really makes it look happier, more lively, and that's essentially what we want. We don't want to look tired, we want to look awake. As you guys can tell, I've only applied, you know, one quick layer of concealer, and that pretty much does the job for me. Every now and then I look a little bit more tired and maybe I haven't been drinking enough water or getting enough sleep, so I will go in a second layer. But for today, I feel like what I applied was the right amount, and it looks really full coverage. I don't see my pigmentation popping out, so I feel like we are good to move on to the next step, which is setting our face, because girl, that is so important, okay? If you're not doing that, you need to start to. So what I personally like to use to set the areas where I personally conceal, I use the NYX HD finishing powder in the banana powder shade, and I personally really love this. I like this because it gives me that really beautiful brightening effect without looking gray, giving me a great undertone without affecting my hyperpigmentation. I noticed that certain banana colors really make the hyperpigmentation underneath look a little gray or bluish or purplish, and I don't want that. So for me personally, that's why I continuously use this banana powder, and I really love the finish. It is so beautiful, and it really sets my makeup for the entire day. Girl, I can be going to the gym, sweating up a storm, doing CrossFit, and my makeup will still look really flawless. It will not budge. So what I'm going to do is pick up a little bit of this powder. I'm going to be using my little travel size Benefit Bare Minerals actually powder, a brush. And I'm going to go ahead and apply powder on the chin area where I concealed, upper lip. And you really want to set everything out. Not too much, because you don't want it to look really like flat and like really matte, but you still want it to make sure that everything is in place. So I'm going to pick up a little bit more product and apply it under the eye area. I'm going to do it on down the bridge of our nose and forehead. After we set the areas where we have concealed, we're going to go ahead and set out the rest of our face where the foundation is pretty much at. So I personally like to use MAC Studio Fix, and this is their shade in C4. I have been using this to set my face for so many years. I feel like I really love their face powders. I really like that it's a thicker consistency than a regular powder, so it covers a little bit more, especially for me since I have hyperpigmentation. I really need something that's going to be more medium to full coverage. That is always my goal for me. So I'm going to go ahead and use the same brush that I was using earlier. I'm going to pick up a little bit of product and just apply it on the area. So I don't like to go in too much on the area where I applied concealer, but just enough where my hyperpigmentation is kind of at, because I do want to cover that, and I don't want it to look as obvious, you know, as obvious in Publix. Because I do notice that sometimes people, like, if I don't do a good job covering my pigmentation when I'm out and about, people are just kind of like squinting, looking at my face, and I'm pretty sure they're like, what is that, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and set the other areas around my face. So we're just going to go ahead and set the forehead, down the side of the face, the eyelid, down the jawline area, down the sides of our nose. So I hope this video really helped you out, so you guys can get an idea of how I prep my skin when I do my makeup tutorials, or just how I prep my skin in general when I do my foundation. This is my current everyday foundation routine. Even on days where I have photo shoots, this is how much foundation I apply and concealer. It just depends on, you know, what's going on with the world. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, you guys. Everything will be linked down below, and just as FYI, finding the right shade foundation has taken me a really long time to figure out and understand, like, my undertones. This is something to keep in mind to learn what is your undertone. Are you a pink undertone? Are you a yellow undertone? Are you an olive undertone? You know, it really will help you understand what kind of foundations will flatter your skin complexion. It will make it a lot easier, and you know, it just takes time. It's a hit and miss sometimes, and you eventually learn. As for a concealer, you guys, for me personally, I like to purchase a concealer that's 1 to 2 shades lighter than my natural foundation, my natural skin tone, just because I really want to brighten the center of my face where I conceal, and I just really, you know, want to brighten and look really lively and awake. And also, I am a neutral undertone usually when it comes to concealers and foundations, just because I do have kind of like a yellow olive undertone, and it just, I feel like it works best for me most of the time. So learning that will help a lot as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and you found it somehow useful or entertaining, at least. You learned something new. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos. It really does help my channel. And as always, you guys, I will see you on my next video. I love you guys so much. Bye!